This is Dream Chasers, episode 10, with Rez Ekbatan. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Adam Carswell, and welcome to Dream Chasers, Interviews with the Future. On Dream Chasers, we interview individuals with supernatural amounts of potential based on early success in their careers. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's get straight to the interview. Hey guys, this is Adam Carswell, and today I'm joined by Rez Ekbatan. Rez is an electronic music producer who specializes in the genre of vocally driven house. Rez, thanks for being on the call today. And do you have any opening remarks for our listeners?
Yo, Adam, thanks for having me, man. And I'm just happy to be on here and talk about, dream chasing and I guess what it takes and what I've learned. And I'm just excited to have a good chat, man.
Great. Yeah, we're excited to have you. And I know this is going to be a good one. So let's get right to it. How long have you been a producer?
Oh, man. Let's see. I'm 30 now. Started DJing when I was 14. And like messing with beats and stuff, but I wouldn't say I was really serious until I was like 17, 18. So, man, probably like 12, 13 years now at this point, I would say.
Wow, that's actually a lot of experience under your belt. Normally I like to have individuals on the show that have been doing what they've been doing for like 5 years or less. But I guess now that I think about it, you have kind of been doing this for a while. But I think what drew me to you is that I've noticed you've really kind of taken it to the next level recently.
Yeah, man. I mean, you remember, like you and I were both working in, we were working in, the construction side of things.
Yeah.
So I would always pop into the store and see you. I was like, man, I got this new track, this and that. I can't wait to make the jump, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I've been wanting to make the jump, man, for at least for the past 7-8 years, right? But it just never really made sense, or my money wasn't right, or this and that. So, I had a little bit of success with home building and made some decent money. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this jump now. Like, I'm single. I don't have any kids. Like, I'm motivated. I got tons of energy. I was like, if I don't do this right now, then it's not gonna be the right time to make the jump, man. And then when I made the jump, everything just started to kind of make sense and fall into place after that. But it's definitely been an interesting style or lifestyle, going from home building from a 9 to 5 to being on the clock, 24/7. But, I've been enjoying, the path the whole time. So it's been pretty cool.
That's great. What would you say is the why behind your music? Why do you do what you do?
I think like most other artists and stuff, like we all kind of, music was such a big, I'm sure I speak for a lot of us when it's like, music's so, instrumental in a lot of our lives, like waking up, ending the day, going to the gym. I mean, there's just so many different points in our lives where, music affects us. And, I wanted to be one of those people too that, tried to write a story and then, maybe how I felt, someone could reflect on that for the day or relate to it and, find something solace in that, and I just wanted to do that with a couple people, I would have just been happy if there's like one person in Mexico that was really into my stuff. But, man, I just wanted to, have the opportunity to be like the greats that I grew up watching, and just trying to, create something that will stand the test of time. I just really wanted to be part of that because, creation is like, for me, is like the epitome of like what a human can do, to take nothing and turn it into something like that's special, and I just really wanted to be part of something special and make my, leave my mark on the world or in history or wherever I could leave it,
What would you say are some of the downsides of being in this space, and what are some of the positives?
Downsides. You have a lot of free time and no structure. So, figuring out how to structure your time well, when no one's telling you what to do, is definitely interesting. And then there's hundreds of things you can just do, you can do in the day. So it's like where to put your time. And sometimes you become a time Nazi. I feel like, one of the negative sides of this has been, to just make a date with a girl. Like, it's really difficult because it's like sometimes you don't know what's going to be happening. Like, you could have a session planned with like, a vocalist and things won't be going well and you got to be somewhere in 2 hours. And then what happens is, something really kicks off in the studio and you're like, wow, we need to be in here for the next 3-4 hours and work on this because that's a sacrifice. Like, there's a lot of time sacrifice you have to do. So it's like, sometimes you miss like a lot of like events or this and that because, you're just trying to work on stuff and people don't really get it. They think like a lot of us just wake up like, in the afternoon and party all night and just like sit down in front of a computer and just like write a beat for like,
and just press
a couple
play.
Hours and and just push play, but there's like a lot more to it. Like, you're constantly reading, researching, learning, putting your pulse on the scene. Like, you always got to be working. But for me, yeah, I mean, that's the negative side, right? Like, allocating time for people. Like, sometimes I don't see my family enough. Like, I'm doing exactly what I want to do in my day, but I don't get to go hang out with my family as much. And that bothers me, Like, right. Because now I'm growing older. Like, at first, you're a kid and all you want to do is just, you can't wait to move out of the house and this and that. And now that I'm older, I'm just noticing that all I want to do is just hang out with like my mom, dad, my sister, or like the people that I care about. And sometimes I notice I get really stressed because I'll go like a week or 2 weeks without really spending any quality time with my friends or family. It's because you get so entrapped in what you want to do, And it's like, it's great to be motivated and stuff, but, like, you only get one life. So sometimes, like, you lose a little sight of, like, things that do make you happy, because you're in pursuit of things that you don't have. But the positive side of it is, man, you learn so much about yourself in this process. Like, so much with business and so much with, how to condone yourself. I mean, networking with so many different levels. Like, I understand branding on a completely different level now. But just the fact, I mean, a big positive of doing it is just like how much you do learn. Like, because you really start learning a lot, not even about the business, but about yourself. Like, I know what triggers me and what motivates me and what people like motivate me, So like, these are just, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, there's just like a lot of things. If you're into learning, like, I highly suggest doing something like this, making a jump full time into music, because you're going to learn a lot along the way.
What industry leaders and role models are you inspired by?
Oh man, right now, I'd say like my big three. Someone I had the pleasure of like having dinner with a while back was Laid Back Luke, and like, talking with him, he's so community oriented. So like, I was like, man, like this guy, and even on the internet, like he always responds to people. I was like, he's a great role model, like community-wise, and like how a DJ should conduct himself. Musically, like two guys that I'm obsessed with are you might have heard of him. His name's Calvin Harris. I don't know, he's like on the radio and stuff sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe heard of him.
Like, I love him. Yeah, right? But he does all his mix sounds and writes all his stuff on his own. Like, I know he has people that do some of the vocal work, but like, I'm like super inspired by him and his craft and his perfection, his attention to detail. I just like how the engineering on his tracks and the musical content a lot, because like, he's really like, it might be a happy beat with like a melancholy vocal, or a happy vocal with a melancholy beat. So like, he's always in between. And I love that about him. But then on the flip side, like a big role model I have is Steve Mark Knight, who runs this record label, Tool Room Records. And he is just like this tech house, like he's an example of someone. He actually was in home building too, and then like he ended up like selling his house and stuff in order to like maintain and pay for his record label. So
wow,
like,
I did not know that.
yeah, dude. I mean, he gave up a lot too, and what he wanted was like, it didn't even exist at the time, And I feel like I'm in that space too, where like what I want doesn't necessarily exist, because I want to be in between those two musically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the deep tracks that Mark does, but he still plays like deep sets, but I still love like vocals, like Gorgon City style, and like I love those like things that like Calvin Harris does. I just think that they're so sweet, and like to combine the two worlds is really what I'm after right now. And it's been difficult because I know like it's such a big foreign, like it's so big in between to get there, but I know it's possible. So right. I'm just like constant grinding and trying to get there, but I know it's there, because I've heard tracks that are like it, but like no one's doing it consistently. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you say that to me now, because I guess I never really thought about specifically what genre that your style fits into. But I would agree, because there's a lot of your songs that have that Mark Knight house sound to it, but you've got the vocal aspect, which is normally not in that like Tool Room Records category. So
yeah, exactly. They might do like one word or something, but it's like they won't do the whole track based around it, you know?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're definitely, you've got your style. You definitely have your style.
Yeah, man, you know, still figuring it out every day, right? Like, but it definitely, like, now I'm at this point now where I'm like, okay, I'm spearheading this. Like, that is exactly what it is. We are not straying off the path. So it's been good, man, because I feel like a lot more focused from when I started. Definitely.
What do you do for inspiration?
I usually try not do anything musically for inspiration, man. Cause you spend so much time working on audio and shit, and it's cool, but like you just don't want to like oversaturate yourself in it, because you can get burnt out like pretty easily. Like for me to do 12-hour days every day, you got to be burnt out. But like then what I do, I'll go to the museum, I'll go hang out with friends. Like I try and do more visual stuff now lately, actually, to inspire myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like more like movies, or like because I don't watch any TV or anything, man. So I'm trying to get into movies and stuff. But like watching movies, going to the art museums, like in the city, because you know we have so many great museums in DC.
Right.
Checking out new venues, like looking at architecture in the city. Like I'm starting to get into photography a little bit. Like,
oh wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, just to like mess with it, right? But I'm by no means a photographer. Like I'm trying, but like I definitely like.
What kind of camera are you using?
It's a Sony Alpha something. I couldn't tell you, man.
Okay.
It's got the Alpha symbol. It's got the Alpha symbol on it, but I know that.
There's some camera geeks out there that probably would like to know.
Yeah, right. Well, believe me, I'm not the guy to. All my pictures still come out blurry, so don't take any advice from me on the camera perspective, man.
It's just for the inspiration.
Yeah, it's for the inspiration to just look, because, like, I mean, man, a big thing was, like, I didn't realize how hard it was to do vocals till I started trying to do vocals, right? And then, like, what is it? But you just learn so much about it when you start doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, lighting and angles and, like, how, like, the post-production, like, you know, it can only get you so far. Your picture has to be badass, like, the second you click it. So, yeah, and you learn a lot, and it brings it back, you know, to writing music, because like the pictures, right? Like you really need to take a good shot. Like, so like when you're writing music, you don't want to use like a shitty bass line. Like you can't polish a turd, right? So it's like you want to use like a good quality source from the intro. So it's like, you know, you start learning, right? You start learning with a lot of this type of stuff that, you know, it's all connected. You want to use high quality things, and you want to use things maybe that are different, and like, yeah, it's cool, like not using music to get inspired, right? Because then like I just try and take like whatever concept, or maybe it was a conversation I had with someone that day, and you know, combine it into music. Like the other day I was talking with my homegirl, and she was like, what is it? What happened? I was talking with my homegirl about, you know, being at the club, and you know, just looking at someone's direction, like thinking that they're into you, but we're like, but you're not talking to them or going up. So it's like, you know, like, why doesn't anyone write a song about that? You know, like that embarrassing moment where you think someone's looking at you and they are, but then you end up, you don't say anything to them and they go home, then you go home and you're still by yourself and you're annoyed you didn't do anything. So like, you know, like the whole track came from like that conversation.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And I like that idea. It's an abstract way of getting your brain to go, especially if what you're doing is music, to go away from the music to get the inspiration. I really like that.
Yeah, because like you do reach a point where it's like, okay, you can write a song, right? Like you spend 10,000. Like a lot of people, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people hit 10,000 hours on a lot of things, but they're not necessarily famous. Like what happens is you hit the 10,000 hour rule, like mastering of whatever medium you're working on, and then you're like, okay, now I can do anything. Like, what do I do now? You know, and then that's when the real art starts happening, because you have to start taking things that haven't been done in obscure places and applying them. And it's, you got to put your skill where your mouth is, like if you are that good, you should be able to do it.
Yep. And I think that's something that transfers all across any profession. So definitely notes taken on that one. What advice do you have for young entrepreneurs and producers? And can you give an example of something that you wish maybe you would have done differently looking back?
Well, it depends. Like in my field, like I know I'm trying to be like a touring DJ, but like to be a touring DJ, you need to have good production. So you really need to focus on the production and like getting your music good and learning as much as you can about it, the writing, engineering, and mastering. And, but at the same time, something that I think a lot of people need to start doing or looking at is branding, because branding has become just as important as the music. Sometimes it's more important depending on the artist, So it's like you need to. I think it's good for artists to start looking at other artists too that are like that they want to be like recognizing. How do they do their fun? How do they condone themselves in a social space? Like, this thing and that. Like, you should be yourself. You should always be yourself at the end of the day. But you got to understand, like, how can you be palatable, to the people that you want to sell your product to. And,
absolutely.
That was something. Yeah, that was something I didn't necessarily focus on at the beginning. Like, I spent like before I went full time, I spent like the 5 years before, like I pulled myself out of DJing, and like I just went full into production, to learn production, and it was great and it was awesome and everything. But I noticed when I got out of it and I was ready to go, I didn't have any type of fan base, right? Like I was just some dude that was working in the basement, and I was like frustrated because I was like, why isn't anyone looking at me? But I realized, it's because I hadn't built up anything, So definitely getting your socials up, like immediately, and just being active here and there, I think that's really important. So you can slowly build it, because the earlier you can get into it and slowly building it, the easier certain moves become. Because, like to play an event, someone's like, oh yeah, I know he's a DJ. Like I saw his page, but instead of just running, like saying, okay, I'm going now, and then having to get all your resources allocated.
Right. And so you said it was a little bit of a mixed answer, but it sounds like you kind of mentioned some things that you would have done differently, which would have been just... Oh
yeah, definitely getting the branding together, like actually having my social media together, because I pulled everything off the internet because I had a following, and then I pulled it away because I was like, none of it is what I want. And then I think not necessarily having things set up right when I was getting into the jump full time, that would be something I would change, right? But man, like on the flip side, like I was strictly focused on production, so it was good. But like going out, another thing I would have done is I would have sent more projects out to other artists for feedback. I think that's like essential, especially on like your earlier stages, because when you send it to another critical artist, and you got to find the artists that give good feedback. Like you can't just send it to someone that gives you 2-word responses. So yeah, it's important. Just keep grinding, man. Just be present. Just be present in the scene, because it'll help in the long term.
Absolutely, visibility is so important.
Visibility, that's a good word. Yeah, man.
Okay, so we're getting here to the end of the interview. We've got a few fun questions for you. The first one is, what is your favorite genre of music? Second one is, what is your favorite number? And then the third one is, what is your favorite fast food restaurant?
Nice. I like these questions. Okay, so the first question, my favorite genre. Man, I think honestly, my favorite genre is pop, just because it can be anything. And it's like, it's pop music. Like, I mean, for me, pop is huge. Like, and when I say pop, I just mean like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, right? But like, it's just vocally driven stuff with like a certain arrangement, but it can go anywhere. And that's what's so amazing about it. Like, there's pop hip hop, there's pop dance tracks, like there's pop rock, like it can fit so many characteristics. And there's stuff like, I mean, look at The Weeknd, like he does pop tracks, but they're dope, and like even Drake has pop tracks that are dope too, I mean, there's a lot of people. So definitely my biggest genre that I love. And I try and pull like a lot of the pop stuff into like the underground stuff I do too. And sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. But yeah, man, that's my favorite genre. Favorite number, I think it's going to be 11. I don't know why, but just one since I don't like being it's got to be 11 or the number 2. Because being first is cool, but when you're second, you don't have shit to worry about. There's no pressure on you. But 11 is just dope because, I mean, I don't know. It's 11, man. It's 2 1s.
Yeah. I mean, I've got no problem with 11. That's a pretty cool number. I have to agree.
Yeah, you know, and it's easily multiplied. Like 11 times 9 is 99. Yeah. I mean, that's perfect, dude. I used to crush that. In second grade, dude.
Nice. Well, fast food restaurant.
Favorite restaurant, favorite fast food. Oh, dude, come on, man. My Persian people, you got to do Moby Dick.
I knew you were going to say that.
Dude, I mean, come on, man. I got to. Hey, and if they're listening, Moby Dick, if you guys are listening, you need a sponsor, like for a DJ, look no further, man. I'm your candidate.
Which Moby Dick here in the DC area do you normally go to?
Oh man, you know the McLean one is the OG one, dude.
I have to. I think I've only eaten there once, so I got to get back over there.
We should get over there sometime, man. Or actually, we got to. I'll take you to a kebab spot when you come out to Arlington sometime, man. We'll go to Kebab Bazaar. Give me like a weekend day. We'll get this thing called Abgush at Kebab Bazaar. It's like the most legendary meal ever.
Perfect. Rez, thanks for being on here. Any final comments?
Final comments? Yeah, like I said what we were talking about before, you know, we're doing that. We're starting this party called Party with a Purpose, July 28th. It's going to be at El Taco and in DC. It's going to be a really cool event. You know, 10% of the bar is going towards this charity where they feed the homeless. And I'm going to be doing a 12-hour marathon set with a couple friends popping in here and there to play back to back with me. It's going to be a cool day, man. Like, I think, if you want to get a taste of kind of like what I do musically, it's a good event for people to come out to. There's that one. And then, you know, doing a party at Decades Rooftop, July 21st. And I'm also doing my first Rome party, August 5th. It's going to be like a private boat party. I'm playing with my girl, Lisa Frank. And it's going to be dope. Yeah, like there's going to be tickets and stuff for that. Yeah, man, lots going on this summer. And I got a bunch of upcoming releases coming out, too. On the 18th, I got this track coming out with my boy Orion called She Knows. He's like a local rapper dude, but we like met in the middle of like doing these house tracks, and they're really dope, man. I'll definitely send them your way. A lot of positive things happening, man. I'm getting really excited for the future because I've been here full time. I've written about 200 songs in that time. Wow. So it's like, yeah, man. I mean, on top of the other 500-600, but you know, like clearing the slate and just going for it. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future, and then it's just cool. Like, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. I'm fortunate. Like, I'm really thankful that I've had the opportunity and the means to be able to do this because a lot of people aren't as fortunate. And I don't go a day without, not appreciating that at all.
Definitely. Well, Rez, thank you for, thank you for being here. Everyone listening, you can follow up and get in touch with Rez with the information that we're going to have here in the description on the interview. Thank you, and we will see you in the next episode.